Okay, this is day 31. We're going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying polynomials. So that's the standard. This is from Algebra 1. We need to know some of this basic stuff again because the next, like tomorrow, we're going to go back into something more difficult. Okay? So we're doing add, subtract, multiply. Next thing we're going to do is divide. Okay? Why is this working? Okay, these are the steps. Multiply any polynomials together, identify all coefficients, reorganize all terms in descending order, distribute any negative signs, and add or subtract like terms. Okay? So if you're on the video, please pause here, and we're going to move on. So here we go, simplify. We're going to do a couple types of problems. Today we're going to do addition, subtraction problems, which is going to be represented by problem number 1 here. And then we're also going to do multiplication problems, which is from example 2 here. Okay? So example 1, simplify. So when I simplify by adding, I want to combine like terms. So I want to read the whole problem and see what I'm dealing with. So I have 4n to the 4th minus 3 minus 6n. And we're adding 1 minus n minus 7n to the 4th. So I'm dealing with a polynomial here. And the idea is, like, let's say you got a bag of money from me, and let's say I got like a big bag of money. It's all mixed up. There's coins and dollars and all sorts of bills in there. It's all messed up because I just kind of threw my loose change. And like, you could have it if you just organize it, because I just want to know how much is in there. You know, what would you do to organize it? You'd put all the like dollars and 5s and 10s and 20s and 50s and 100s together. Okay, the same thing here. We want to combine like polynomials together. So I asked myself, what's the name of the polynomial, or like terms? The name of the term is n's. We have a variable of n, and then we have to ask ourselves, you know, what's the largest exponent? Because I want to put like exponents together. Largest exponent here is n to the 4th. Okay, so looking up here at the board, we have 4n to the 4th here. So I asked myself, 4n to the 4th plus, let me see if there's any n to the 4th. Yeah, there's here some n to the 4th. So 4n plus negative 7n to the 4th. Well, what's that equal to? Well, that's going to be 3n to the 4th. Okay? Started with my largest exponent. What's the next largest exponent? N to the 3rd. Are there any n to the 3rds in this whole problem, I asked myself? Nope, there aren't. So I'm going to go to n squareds. Are there any n squareds? Nope. N to the 1st, yeah, there's some n to the 1st here. We have negative 6n plus negative n. So negative 6n plus a negative n is negative 7n. Okay, and then we got constants. We got negative 3 plus a 1. Negative 3 plus 1 is going to be negative 2. And then since I did it in descending order, you see how it's already organized nice and neat. So it doesn't matter if there's a negative sign in the front. We just box your answer. So that's number 1. Alright, number 2. Number 2, we have to multiply now. Number 2, we have a binomial 5x plus 1. Okay. Times, and there's going to be a times sign between these two parentheses, times 2x squared minus 4x plus 8. Okay. And we're going to multiply. So the way this works is we're going to distribute. So we have to distribute each of these terms into the following trinomial. So we have 5x times 2x squared is going to be 10x squared, or I'm sorry, 10x cubed. 5x times negative 4x is negative 20x squared. 5x times 8 is going to be positive 40x. And then we're going to do that again. So we just did it with a 5x, so we're done with working with that. Now we're going to do it with a 1. So 1 times all of this, right? So 1 times 2x squared is just 2x squared. 1 times negative 4x is negative 4x, and 1 times 8 is 8. Okay? Then I do what I did on number 1. I'm combining like terms, starting with the largest exponent, which is x to the 3rd. We got 10x cubed minus 20x. Oh, I'm sorry. Then we got 20x squareds. We're going to combine that with a positive 2x squared right here. We're going to get negative 18x squared, which is already written down here. Then we're going to x to the 1st. We got 40x minus 4x is positive 36x, and then of course we have our constants of positive 8. Box your answer. Okay. Again, notice that my exponents, you see how they're going in descending order? X cubed, x squared, x to the 1st, and then we have constants at the end. You all see that? Yes? Okay, so we want to stay organized. Now, we're going to start working with more complex numbers soon, or complicated numbers, not complex numbers. So we want to make sure we're organized. All right, so that's numbers 1 and 2. Let's have students talk about this now. So it's Monday. Let's have ones teach the rest of the group about number 1. How did I do that? If there isn't a 1, let's have a 3. And then let's have 2s teach the rest of the group about number 2. If there isn't a 2, let's have a 4 talk about that. Okay? Ready, set, go. Again, you're taking a moment to write these down. Numbers 1 and 2. The rest of the problems you're going to do in your notebook, and then put your answer on your whiteboards when you are done. Did you guys and girls write these down? Raise your hand if you need more time. Okay, I'll give you another few seconds here. Here we go, number 3. Okay, number 3. Let's all write down number 3 in your notebooks. In your notebooks, not on your iPads, just in your notebooks. You're working out number 3. Okay, I'll give you about a minute and a half. So write it down, and I would like you to talk to your neighbors. I want you to talk to them about the strategy you would use to simplify this. Okay, go. You should have combined like terms that we have to deal with the largest exponent, which is m to the 4th. Then we're going to do negative 6m to the 3rd plus negative 3m to the 3rd, which is negative 9m to the 3rd. Next is m squareds. Are there any m squareds in my problem? No, so we move on to just regular m. We got 3m. And plus, there's nothing else to add, and then we're going to add this 1 here, and then we're done. Okay, that's number 3, okay? Turn to neighbors and talk to them. If you got it right, tell them I got it right. If they didn't get it right, talk about where you made a mistake. Yes, sir?
How did you get negative 4? Oh, wait, never.
It's because we have 4m to the 4th plus negative 8m to the 4th. See that? No, that's okay. That's good. We asking questions. Okay, good. Next one, number 4. Write this one in your notes. Work it out. All right. So on this one, okay, on this problem, we should have the following. You should combine the b cubes. Then we do b squareds, and of course b to the 1st. We should have 13b cubed minus 3b squared minus 10b. Okay. Questions on numbers 3 or 4? Pretty simple, right? Yeah? Okay, let's do another one. Let's do 5. Oh, going back. Yeah.
Why is it 13b cubed? Why isn't it 1b cubed?
That's what I did.
It's a subtraction sign instead of
Good. So that's a great question. We got 7b cubed minus a negative 6. So I would recommend doing 7 minus negative 6, right? These two negatives become really positive. 7 plus 6 is 13. Great question. That's okay. That's a great question. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's hear you talk about this with your neighbors really quick in case you made a mistake. You good? Okay, good. Next one, number 5. As you write this down, what do you notice about number 5? Tell your neighbors, what do you notice about it? I heard someone say, what does it look like? Good, difference of squares or a conjugate, right? I'd still like you to multiply it out. I still would like you to do all the math work, right? Because I want you to see why, again, just practice. Shouldn't take too much longer. On this one, you should have had 49n squared minus 56n plus 56n minus 64. And of course, these two terms cancel out in the middle. That's why we could just quickly go to the final answer right here. Okay? Makes sense? Talk to your neighbors about it really quick. Some of you made a mistake. You might have missed the squared, or you might have missed the, I saw that, or like the wrong order of things. That's okay. Let's try to fix it. Okay, let's keep going here. Last one, number 6. Okay? Remember, you are distributing. I'll start you off. You're going to be distributing the first term into the subsequent terms, okay? And doing it again for the negative 1. So you should have multiplied 8n times 7n squared is going to be 56n cubed, right? We got 8n times negative 7n is negative 56n squared. And then we got 8n times negative 5 is negative 40n. Yes? And then we're going to do this again, but we're going to multiply -1 into each of these. You see that? So you got -1 times 7n squared is 7n squared plus 7n is 5. You see that? Combine like terms. Largest exponent is n cubed. We got 56n cubed. Then we have n squareds. We got -56n squared. And then -7n squared is going to be -63n squared. We got -40n. I'm sorry, -33n all plus 5. Okay? That's it. That concludes the lesson. If you're on the lesson, you want more practice, let's have you do these. Please pause the video here and work these out. Alright, you should have worked them out. Check your work here. Okay, and that's it. That concludes the lesson.